Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LLNW.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Appreciate you for joining me here on another episode of the American Investor Show, sponsored by the good friends over at Equity Feed. Get 2 weeks free, no credit card required, equityfeed.com. Also, good friends of mine, the Investor Hangout or investorshangout.com, #1 place for OTC stocks. Investorshangout.com. What's up, everybody? Already in the chat room, DPG Gerardo, Monk Luigi, George M, Jason Hufmine, DJ Rob. DJ Rob, I think it's been a minute since I've seen you in here. SC Trucker, what's up? Kenneth Rosenberg, Callie Rob said that beat is weak. You're silly. What's going on, Jeff? Joe Kraft. Hey, I wish you guys let me know. Did you jump on my call here on Roku? I hope you guys joined in on the fun on Roku. You guys know that was the trade that I was looking for today, and boy, was that a beautiful sell-off today in Roku. That was the move. That's exactly what I was looking for here. The sell-off at the open on that over, I mean, it was like 95 RSI on the hourly chart that I have posted here. And beautiful sell-off. We're coming down now. We should be looking for the 30s tomorrow. After hours right now, I think we're at 35. Mid 35 right now after hours. So we should be looking for the 30s tomorrow, and I think we'll bounce off the 30s. So I'm looking to sell my puts at 30, 31, 32. I'll probably hold for the 30. We'll see how we do. We'll see how we do. Roku isn't worth 50 bucks? Hell no, it's not worth 50 bucks. Are you kidding me? Look, the company's not making money. Did you read the earnings report? The only thing it's running on is the fact that they gained more subscribers. But the fact of the matter is, the company is losing cash. It is an unprofitable business. All right? It's an unprofitable business, and it was trading at insane multiples at that 46, it got up to 48. In fact, RIP, man. RIP to everybody who bought at 48 today. I saw that open. It opened up like 12%. In the green. You got to understand, this stock went from 48 to what, 37 today in one day. From 48 to 37. Jason said that's revenue though, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's earnings. It was, it's losing money. What's going on, Joe? So Roku was definitely the play of the day. I know there were some other runners. We'll get to that in a minute. I still think you've got about $5 worth of gains still to be given back in Roku. Shout out to Oppenheimer Funds. They came out with the downgrade today, midday. I needed that. Midday was starting to bounce, and then that Oppenheimer downgrade came out. I think you're going to see more downgrades tomorrow, some even bigger institutions tomorrow, because this is a very easy call, and analysts love the easy call. So the easy call, Snap, unfortunately not meeting earnings, downgrades next day. This one, first red day, beat earnings, but now overpriced, downgrades tomorrow. So very easy call for analysts tomorrow. I think you go short here on Roku. All right. HMNY was a conversation we had yesterday. HMNY, it had one green day, but again, I didn't see it either. If you go back to that episode, I wasn't a big believer in what that move was. I don't see it just yet in HMNY. HMNY is a news play. That's basically all it's good for is news, and it just wasn't there. It just wasn't there. We had seen the move earlier in the week, in the month. Excuse me, in the month. Looks like, what was this? This 6th? Yeah. So, and we were let down, and sure enough, it looks like another sell-off here on HMNY. No gains there. No gains there. Yes, indeed. Shorted Roku from 46.50. Love the whole ride. Absolutely. Great. Oh, man. Just, those are tickers you get, once every so often. Every 2 or 3 months, you'll get a play just like what that happened there. Pure hype. And guys just getting way over themselves. But look, never, there's a really great quote in Scarface. Never underestimate the other guy's greed. That's basically what happened in Roku. I mean, you got guys who just threw common sense out the window. Threw common sense out the window and we're all over Roku. And don't get me twisted. I'm not going to beat a dead horse there, but I'm just so excited because I made so much money. In order to get the Roku, you got to have, you basically not have to have a smart TV. If you have a smart TV, you don't need Roku. You don't need Roku. Smart TVs are coming now a dime a dozen. They're getting cheaper. They're getting bigger. They look better. So what's the point of Roku a year or 2 years from now? Now, obviously, we're not holding it that long, but I'm just saying, as a long-term business, I think you're looking at another Fitbit. You're looking at another GoPro situation here when we talk about Roku. So keep that on your list because I think it's a long-term put. It's a long-term put. Yes, indeed. Yeah, Mike M. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let me give myself a round of applause because you guys should have been all over that one. You guys should have been all over that one. You should have been all over that one. That was a gimme. That was a gimme. We could all use a mulligan on the day, but that was, oh man, that was beautiful, beautiful. And look at that candlestick too. I mean, that's an incredible amount of volatility. The candlestick, the bearish candlestick, swallows up more than half of the previous day's bullish action. So, from the book, The Candlestick Course by Steve Neeson, that means basically another red day is almost guaranteed. It's almost guaranteed. I think the findings are like 80%. It's like almost 80% that the next day is a red day as well. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's keep it moving. There were other stocks to trade today. And sure enough, that wasn't even the greatest red day on the market. I saw RTNB. This used to be one of our favorites. RTNB company lost almost 40% of its value today. RTNB, the company, I don't know what's going on with this RTNB stock. It ran a couple days ago. I wasn't live that day. That was a Friday, if I'm correct. Was that Friday? No, that was the 9th. Whoa, that was the 9th we did that. That was last Thursday. And lost 40% of its value. I don't know what's going on there. Saw some people chase C-Reg. Another stock that, unfortunately became a short seller's dream on C-Reg. Not the greatest volume in the world. I mean, 2 million shares. But again, another stock that ran real hard last week. And then, the Momo was gone. This is basically what happens when the Momo momentum just disappears, man. You just don't have the kind of excitement. As you can see here, the volume drying up over the course of the stretch. You just don't have buyers to keep those, to hit those ask. Right? Nobody's hitting the ask. That means you got to lower the ask. And of course, if you lower the ask, they're going to lower the bids, and that's basically what you see here on China recycling energy. Just no volume drying up there. Yeah, let's take a look at CCL. Briefed at it a little bit, but again, this is another one where you just didn't have the excitement, to carry you up for the rest of the day here. CCL, unfortunately, a lot of chasing in the morning. No momentum here on the dip. Had a couple opportunities. You had to be really quick with it. All right, that 1030 dip. You had to be really, really fast with that. Had an opportunity to get in there and sell for some profit. What is that? From 269 to 321. So yeah, you had an opportunity, but again, if you're doing this on your phone, you're going to get killed because you're just not going to see it the way you'll see it on the actual desktop. You got a lot of guys getting killed on the phones, man, trading because you're not seeing the big picture. 646, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, Sal, it's Ken. How's it going?
Going good, Ken. What's going on?
That was a really good pick, that Roku. I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
That was so amazing. God.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow. I just wanted my ATPT. There was a filing out around 3 this afternoon on that ATPT stock that we talked about last night about it's going current, and stock's holding. I mean, it's pretty strong. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
I think it's going to a penny.
I mean, I hate the fact that you got the doji candlestick today. That's of course not a good sign, but I think with the filing, you get the bullish candlestick tomorrow on this news. I mean, obviously that generates a lot of confidence from investors that this can continue to go higher.
Thank you. Thanks. It's not an easy market right now. I mean, unless you're playing calls in place.
Yeah. I mean, we're seeing the overall market start to, consolidate a little bit. I'm looking at, the tech sector, which is what got us there. I set my high there, which is at 154.07 on the Qs. We, aren't seeing that move above it. We're seeing a lot of hesitation around that. So I'm thinking maybe a possible pullback here to 152.44. So maybe we lose $1 tomorrow on the Qs. So I don't know. Can we lose maybe 20 points tomorrow? Possibly. But I don't see yet, an end to the bullishness. I just think I needs a little bit of an RSI rest here at these levels. Just take a look at the IBB. That was one of the stocks Brian Shannon from Alpha, one of the sectors. What was that ticker?
It was one of the best. IBB, ICE, boy, that's the ETF for the bios. Okay. And it was one of the best performing indices of the year until about a month ago. Until early October. It hit 340. I think it was up like 26% for the year, and look at that.
Yeah, that's
that's rotation.
That's a complete capitulation there. What led that? I mean, obviously it started back in October.
Celgene, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
Celgene is one of the. I think Celgene is one of the main tickers in that ETF. CELG. It's a huge biotech stock.
Okay.
Take a look at that.
Yeah. Let's look at.
But it's interesting because you would think in such a great market with speculation, when markets are hitting new highs, that biotech would lead it, and it's doing the exact opposite.
Yeah. Now here's the thing, Ken. Is this CELG? Is this an opportunity where somebody can go in here, and if they got a little bit of time, they can find themselves in money here on maybe a call, or is this something where this is going lower?
I think it's going lower.
Oh, wow.
I really do. I don't like what's going on with that company, but the IBP it's a basket of stocks, and I don't know what that percent. Maybe it's 8% of the basket, but still, even if you look at here's another biotech one, the LABU. That's the 3X biotech.
Yeah.
Take a look. That one's down huge, from 90 down to 66. So maybe if you do play those, it's buying opportunities setting up.
Yeah.
But
what's the ticker on that one, Ken?
Sure, it's Larry Apple Boy Union.
Okay. All right. Okay. I see you here.
You know, that's down big time too. They're all down to almost the 200-day moving average, like with the IBD.
Yeah, looks like this one lost almost 6.5% today.
So, you know, the markets, it's not really the market correcting, it's the rotation. That's I think the key takeaway from all this. What sectors do you play?
Yeah, I see some people loading up gold. I'm watching gold here. Gold slight move today on the GLDs, so I'm watching it though. If we get a strong move higher, I think, you know, you can play it for a day or two. But so I'm looking at the miners as well. But other than that, right now, you know, we're just consolidating right now. So I'm looking to see what's going to happen. And I think tomorrow as well as Thursday are going to be really, you know, interesting days moving forward.
Yeah. Did you happen to play any puts on the GE? I mean, boy, I wish I'd...
You know, it's so funny because we talked to GE, you know, when we were at, what, 23, 24, we talked about the idea of having the spread, the $20 call, $18 puts, which would have been, you've been huge on those puts now. Yeah. When you had bought, if I had even taken my own advice at $23. But no, I think I did not, you know, go into it. I think you still got, you know, a ways to go. You know, if you're looking to go in GE on the put side, wait for the next green day because it looks like you might get a bounce here just on a cooling, and then, you know, go back in. And I think GE, why not, you know, lower than 15? I think you got another, you know, $3 or $4 you can probably get out of this, even lower. I mean, some people are talking single digits GE. If you talk to you know, some people on you know, CNBC and as well as online.
They cut the dividend in half, and most, you know, people play that for the dividend. So I think you're right. Yeah, it's interesting times. Yeah. Anything else to tell you tonight? Anything else? IYT. That's one of the IYT is the transportation. You know, with Dow theory, I like to look at that to get an idea of sense of market direction. That's the transportation ETF. And you could see that's come down hard from 185 back in October 16th down to 170 now. It's closing on this 200-day moving average of 168. When that led, you could see when we had the rally in the IYT from August 28th to October 9th. Yeah, the market was red hot. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, now that's selling off and going in closing in on oversold territory here, but the selling's still pretty strong there. With these candlesticks are pretty definite with the intention of sellers here. So, yeah, we'll be watching it. This is a ticker I'm not too popular with, but you know, pretty liquid actually. 300,000. Okay, it's so far, but we'll see how it is as you know, a indication of where the market is going.
Cool. And one more, the JBZY, it's that DOLV, that, you know, change ticker. It's supposed to be some news, some filing, something in the next day or two. I really thought it was selling off yesterday, got out of it, but it popped back today. Just the viewers, everyone should just keep an eye on that one. Just hoping for what it's worth.
Yeah. I know this is one you were talking about, and then you kind of got off of it after it started selling off.
Yeah, because I'm not going to, you know, drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, understandable. But I mean, I'm seeing, you know, this is a lower high. I mean, a higher low. So, with that being said, let's see what it can do bouncing off this.
Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right, thanks, Sal. Again, you know, good job with that Roku. I mean, keep giving us those. Wow.
Yeah, not a problem, bro. Appreciate it so much, Ken. Thank you for the call as always.
Thanks.
Yes, indeed. So thank you, Ken. Introducing a few, you know, interesting ETFs to me. I'd always known about that transportation ETF, but I don't know, just kind of forgot about it. So when he brought it up, you know, one I've heard about, but I completely forgot about it. You know, so many ETFs out here. You know, it's hard to keep track of all of them. Michael B, USAU. Yeah, USAU. Nice move on that. We talked about USAU yesterday, and remember, the whole big thing about USAU was the fact that we were looking for bullish confirmation, and we got it today, man. We absolutely got it today on that, up 17%. That's an incredible move. And again, that you know, they didn't see any news on it. I think people just wanted to buy it today, unless I'm just not seeing it, but didn't see the news on USAU. I talked about SORL. I talked about SORL yesterday. Said, look, just watch it. Just watch it. Michael B., you said you banked on it after hours. Is it up after hours or something? Not sure what SORL. Let me see here. Is it up after hours or something? Oh, man. After hours. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we talked about SORL, if you remember, yesterday, because this is an earnings runner. Did do so well last time, but we talked about how SORL earnings were, right. Was today, right? Or tomorrow morning? It was today after hours. Excuse me, today after hours. And, should have played it myself. I wish I took a lot more of my own advice. But SORL, huge runner. It can definitely gap up higher and run. But like so many tickers we've seen today that have been running after hours, be very, very careful. Don't get yourself caught up in it. Yes, it has spiked and ran before. But as you can see, even before the very first day, it did something. But then it started kind of hesitating, and then you had a secondary and then another move after that. But that first day wasn't overly impressive. It was. I mean, you can see the gap and then nice few bars there, but it wasn't the be-all end-all the first day anyway. Groundbreaking Friday on what ticker, Zach? Let's take a look. Let's keep looking at these plays you guys are putting up in the chat room. DXTR. Somebody say my mic is low. Is my mic low? Let me hear. Take a look. Let's keep looking at these plays you guys are putting up in the chat room. DX. Is my mic low? Don't sound low. Let me turn it up though, just in case you guys are saying it's too low. Okay, it's fine. All right. All right. So let me just keep going then. MMEX. All right, appreciate it, guys. MMEX. MMEX is the OTC play that came out. You guys remember that almost 6 months ago? Well, no, not 6 months ago. I'll probably say 4 months ago. They came out and they said they were building a $33 million coal facility, and the company only had $2,600 on the balance sheet. But it ran off that bullshit. It ran off that bullshit, if you remember. Go back on the history, I think you'll see that. Yeah, 4 months. I think this was the move right here. This was that move, or it may have been this one. I think it probably was this one because it was this summer. But you might have to go back and check on that. But nice move on that one, up 20% today. Up 20% today. But don't believe anything this company says at all. Don't believe anything this company says. All right, just play the price action. The Federalist, what's up? ACBFF, Aurora Cannabis. You know what? Somebody called. Somebody put. Actually, this is in the chat room. Somebody put this in there yesterday, and I wasn't buying it. I wasn't buying ACBFF, and looking at what it did today, I'm cool with not recommending it, man. Because look, you got a lot of people got slaughtered in here today, man. You got a lot of people got slaughtered in here today. You opened up, you ran, you had beautiful volume. I mean, 9 million shares traded of a $5 stock. That's a lot of money for an OTC stock. But look, you got to have balls of steel, to get in here at the 530s, high 520s, and continue to hold at 422, 423. I'm almost 100% confident that anybody who bought in the 5 sold at a loss. Sold at a loss. If they even held it that long. So after about 11:30, you had the dip buy crew come in and get some sure gains. Looks like they ended up nicely winning there. Actually, a really nice move up, almost 60 cents a share from the lows. Actually, almost a dollar from the lows, actually. But look, anybody who got in there in the morning, I have no doubt you didn't make it till 11 o'clock. You didn't make it till 11 o'clock. What's going on, Christelle? All right, let's keep it going here. BAYP, Bayport International. All right, 0001 stock. classic lottery ticket stock. So, hey, look, put your $50 in and go for the run. We'll see what happens with it. If you get your number called, let us know. Let us know. Jeff, yeah, you're right, though. I will give it to you, Jeff. That is still going up, though. It is still going up. You're absolutely right. ACBFF. If we go back and look at it on the daily chart, you're right. It's still going up. Now, look, you're at 94 on the RSI. 94 on the RSI. I mean, now, how high can you keep going? I've seen 101 on the RSI before. I've seen 101. So you can go higher. You can go higher. Who would want to get in at these prices? I don't, I think you're a bag holder because we saw that already to start the morning, as there were no buyers. Again, let's look at that chart in the hourly. Actually, no, let's look at the 5-minute because we'll just really see. There were no buyers at 540. There was nobody there. Nobody there. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. You still closed over 5 today. Still closed over 5 today, but we'll see. Take Jeff Thayer's advice. Throw in a stop loss, let her fly. We'll see. Solid company, similar to Canopy Growth, which has doubled since August. Yeah, Canopy Growth, I want to say they're more in a league of their own, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I think Canopy Growth, the most legitimate cannabis, publicly traded company probably in any exchange, period. Just because they're incredibly thorough with the financials, audited. It's a legitimate business through and through. Financials look good. They're serious. You just tell that, when a company is just serious about what they're trying to do. So Canopy Growth, in a league of its own. What's going on, Stock God? BLOZF. We brought it up yesterday. What did they do today? Damn, shit. Up 64%. Up 64%. Yeah, I'm going to give you the bomb on that one. That is truly the bomb. Damn. Up 64% on what? Look at that huge candlestick. That's a lot of volatility. Here's the move today. And, yeah, bulls in full control from the get-go. All right. And interesting enough, because you had a lot of volume come in even at the end of the day. They're into the close. Power hour very strong, almost as strong as the morning. Although you had a little bit of a dry period in the midday, but nice way to close out the day on BLOZF. 64% gained on that today. Yeah, I don't know what tomorrow looks like for the stock. This is another one, 90 on the RSI. You're high up there, but we just pulled up a 98, so you can go higher. MOSY, MOSY was good to you today. Yeah, MOSY. Here's the thing about MOSY. It's a semiconductor play. I don't know how legitimate they are in terms of, how legit of a semiconductor. I mean, do they have like a contract with somebody? Are they actually producing semiconductors like the way we talk about AMD and Intel and some of these other places and, NVIDIA? Or are they just like a third-party contractor or something like that? Let me see here. Santa Clara, California company. Let's see if I can pull up just a real quick thing about them. MOSYS, together with its subsidiaries, fabless semiconductor company focused on the development and sale of integrated circuits for high-speed networking, communication, storage, and computing markets. What do they mean by fabless? I'm not sure. F-A-B-less, fabless. I'm not sure what they mean by that. I'm going to have to look that up after the show or something. But nice move. I mean, up 114% on, reporting a Q3 loss. But even if they reported a Q3 loss, there must have been something in that financial results that got people excited about the business. There had to be something in there because very similar move to almost a Roku. Roku did the same thing. They announced that basically they were losing money, but something else, had the company, take off almost 150%. This stock today, one day, actually put it up almost 140%, which was the high before closing at 114%, $1.45. Look at that, man, from less than a buck. From less than $1. The stock was, 71 cents yesterday? Very illiquid, barely traded. So they did a great job of keeping that a secret because I'm not seeing anyone overly loading up to take advantage of what they knew was coming out. 661, you're on the air. What's up?
What's up, Sal?
Hey.
Hey, what do you think about Aurora and Canopy long run wise?
Oh, well, if I had to choose one, I'm all over Canopy Growth. I mean, if I had to choose one, I'd be all over Canopy Growth. I think Canopy Growth has got the more consistent volume. I think it's got the better reputation. I think it's got the better balance sheet. Last time I checked on it, it's more expensive, yes, but I think the future is just a lot more promising for Canopy Growth. But Aurora Cannabis, look, it's doing its thing too. I mean, it's doing its thing too. I think, just as we just started talking about, wait till that cools down. If you like the ride and you like the business, then put in a few and see where it goes from there. But I think I would wait for a pullback on Aurora Cannabis. But long term,
well, I mean, I'm already up 165%.
Oh, well, I mean, to keep going. I mean, if you're making money on it, then keep holding. Keep holding.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah. I mean, don't sell. Let your runners run. Let your runners run. Let your runners run. But if we're talking about somebody who's not in any of those plays and looking for the opportunity to jump in, then I'm all over Canopy Growth. But if I want Aurora Cannabis, I'll wait for a first red day or maybe the second and then see where you go from there. Chart Writer said streaming with commercials. No, I don't see any commercials. I don't think anybody's getting. I think if you don't have an ad block, I think when you first come to the page, you might get an ad, but you shouldn't be getting any ads during my stream. Let's look at OSN. OSN Innovation, up 33%. 33%. Don't know anything about this company. It's listed as a steel play. Huge volume coming into the stock today. Looks like it was pretty illiquid before then. Don't know too much about it here. So let us know what's going on with OSN. Is it Chinese? Okay, Chinese-based manufacturer. Yeah, Chinese-based manufacturer. So, just make sure, be careful on those. You guys know how those things can be sometimes. We've seen a lot of Chinese companies kind of come and go. And, this is up huge, so we'll see how long that lasts. Nice move on it today, though. I agree with you, Joe. All right. Don't like that shadow. I mean, don't like the fact that you touched 360. You touched 360 and you saw no commitment up there at all. If you look at the 5-minute chart, there's what it looks like. So you got a wall ahead of you. But we've seen stocks do that and run. But boy, did that volume dry up after about 10 o'clock. After about 10 o'clock, the volume just literally disappears. That's not a good sign for tomorrow. Not a good sign for tomorrow because we can even see some of these gaps as you go into the late afternoon where there's basically no volume at all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. CIFS, is that the... No, that's not Cliffs. I'm thinking of Cliffs every time I see that C and then the FS. CIFS. China Internet Nationwide. All right, this looks like a pump and dump here. I don't know what this going on here. Looks like a pump and dump. What is that from September? $18 to $49. Why is the RSI still at 74? Should be a lot higher than that, but it looks like that dip got it correcting. All right, we'll do some research on that in a bit. Let me look at Joe Silva's MBII, Marabone Innovations, 24% move. Again, looks like this was an earnings move. A lot of volume coming into the play today. Pretty illiquid before that. Only 66,000 shares traded yesterday, and today 1.6 million. So obviously a lot of non-committed buyers into that to that stock today. If they don't find volume in the morning, that's coming down. All right, they're playing hot potato on that one clearly, with that one-day volume coming into the stock. All right, if nobody's there to catch, that price is coming down. It's going to come down hard. Callie Rob, let us in on a little bit of what's going on with CIFS, though. What is this about? Not the cheapest stock in the world. Obviously, it looks like we've missed the run here. Started back in September as low as $13 a share. You're up almost, well over 300% now, close to it anyway. So there it is. China Internet Nationwide Financial Services. So don't know much about it. Let me know. Chinese shippers, watch them out tomorrow. What's going on with China? Why are Chinese stocks running? Something going on in China right now? Why are we getting all these moves in Chinese stocks? Because I think Trump left Asia, if I'm not correct. So what's up with all these Chinese plays? What's going on, Bats? You think AT&T is going to buy Roku? Well, I tell you what, they're not going to buy it at $30 a share. I'll tell you that much. AT&T may buy Roku, but, I don't know. I haven't verified it. You're just saying it in the chat room. But they're not going to buy it at the price where it's going at now. They're not going to buy it at where it's going at now. I'll tell you that right now. MEET. The Meet Group. Social media, networking, technology play. What is this, an app? Is this an app? Very bearish primary trend. Looks like it started back in September. Meet. Looks like it's an app. I think we've talked about this before. Looks like they didn't have a very good recent earnings. Yeah, the stock gap down, got oversold. Bulls were in control today. Nice candlestick. Marubatsu. No wick. So very, very, very telling there as it swallows up previous 2 days of trading. Now let's get bullish confirmation here. We can get in the middle of this candlestick here, and then possibly, if you like it, then I would just, again, not being greedy here, trying to cover the gap. Just try to get to the top of here at that 276 if you're confident. If you're confident on it. But here's the daily chart. Nice candlestick today. Let's get some confirmation on that. So hopefully, the gentlemen who are in and ladies at the 220s aren't trying to sell to you tomorrow at the 250s. But that would be smart on their part. I wouldn't deny them opportunity to go home with some gains. Good single day sales. Chart writer, are you still talking about Roku? Yeah, look, Roku. I mean, again, I've spent way too much time talking about it. I just think it's a one-off thing. If you read the downgrade, he says the same thing. The downgrade that came out today by Oppenheimer, it was just a one-off thing. And I agree. I think when you're talking about services like that. And again, they have a service that you only need if you don't have a smart TV. If you have a smart TV, you don't need Roku. Everything that's on Roku, your smart TV already has pre-installed. So smart TV is getting cheaper. I think you're looking at another Fitbit, another Groupon. Another GoPro. Same thing. A lot of hype with the first earnings. After that, it's a dud. XGTI. Let's take a look at it. XGTI. Yeah, this is a stock that's disappointed a lot of people. You know, XGTI is one of those stocks if you see this running pre-market, run far as hell from this stock, because every time I've seen XGTI run pre-market, it's shitted on people. Just completely turd all over anybody who decides to go long in the morning on XGTI. And some of you guys may remember the last time it did that. All right. I saw an interesting move here. MYOS. MYOS is 1-to-1. It's an interesting little move today, up 14%. Watch that tomorrow. I don't know what this was about. Okay, third quarter. Okay, so they posted third quarter. Revenue increased 312% year over year. Okay, gross margin 59%. All right, wow, those are actually really good numbers. That's actually pretty good numbers on MYOS, up 14%. Watch this tomorrow. This is a stock that can run on some good news. Can we get a second day in it? I'm not sure, but it's definitely one to watch based on that recent report. It looks like overall, not necessarily a cash cow, but definitely a business that's going in the right direction. Revenue increasing 312% year over year. But figure out what last year's revenue was. Because if it was $1, then yeah, you're talking a different story there. Wireless Telecom Group, testing and measurement equipment. WTT. Don't know anything about this stock. Not very good volume. Only 314,000 shares traded today. It is above its typical average of 120,000. Yeah, I mean, that kind of volume, I don't believe any of the prices when I see volume that low. When I see volume that low, I don't believe that price at all, because I'm not sure how fair that price is, You got a lot of wash trading out here. You got a lot of guys who are playing both sides of the level 2. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're talking about some of these over-the-counter stocks. This one obviously is not an over-the-counter stock, but I've seen it before, Hey, your turn to hit the bid. Okay, your turn to hit the ask. Hey, raise up your bid. Hey, raise up your ask. Hey, it's your turn. So, a lot of funny games out here. JAGX. Biotech. 21% gain. JAGX is a stock I called a scam a while ago. In fact, I think the video is still floating out there. You might want to Google or go into YouTube and look it up on my channel. But this company is, in my opinion, a scam. Very bearish candlestick. You've seen it at much higher levels. Stock tried to run yesterday. Today, obviously, didn't get the confirmation you were looking for. Even though you had a decent, volume today, 12 million shares coming in, but, it looks like you just had a lot of buying. A lot of selling in the stock. So was it insiders or what? Because I don't even see what was the justification for all that selling. Yeah. NGTF. Yeah, that Night Food, it was interesting to see Night Food where it is. I mean, Night Food was one of those stocks we talked about, man, when it was very liquid. I think it was, we talked about Night Food earlier in the year, right? Somewhere around here we talked about Night Food. May, yeah, I think it was like May or something like that. We talked about Night Food. OTC stock, kind of one of those companies that, is in a lot of stores. You can find them at, stores like Piggly Wiggly and Kroger's, and they actually are, a pretty, they are a legit company. I mean, they sell pretty good snacks and that taste, actually good. And I promoted for them earlier in the year, and, it is what it is. NGTF, they're still out there trying to put numbers on the board for investors. So nice move on that, up 22%. But not sure what else is going on with them right now. Looks like it's been a beautiful couple of days here, so looks like they might be being promoted somewhere. 251, you on the air?
What's going on, sir? This is Anthony.
Hey, Anthony, what's up, man?
Not much, man. Question I got for you. Did you get that CVO?
Yeah, we talked about CVO. It's so funny because you were talking about the merger, then come to find out they won that government contract to win for the census, so $60 million, and then it's just still going to shit. So I don't know what's going on here. I don't know where all this selling is coming from, even on this incredible news. Let me know what else information do you have on it?
I don't know. I'm gonna check with my cousin about it because, like I said, she worked for him, and she's like, they're like corporate, doing corporate stuff. So I'm gonna find out her about. Because remember, I was in LA when I told you about this particular company.
Yeah, and
I actually bought me some shares in it. I bought it on the dip, so I'm gonna sit there and I hold it and wait a couple of months, see what it do, because I believe I can make something off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I still got it on a watch. I mean, I want to see if this thing breaks, a dollar. I want to be all on it because I think that'll be a situation where it could break from there. But right now, it's still selling off, and the candlesticks are pretty decent size, so we still got possibly more selling to go. But I don't know who's dumping like this, but obviously you don't know every individual trader, but I mean this is very confident selling, and we aren't getting the candlesticks that are telling us, okay, this could be subsiding.
Well, that may be good that the sellers are selling off.
Yeah.
So buyers could come back in and ride it up.
Sure.
But that's a possibility. But sure, at the same time, it made that move. What was that last week? Was that Wednesday? So I think you went on the air, but I think it made that move and it ran on up to like 220, 230, something like that.
Yeah, that was the day. The very next day after that came out that they had won the contract, but even that day, we talked about it yesterday on the show that there were no buyers at those higher prices. So this, all of a sudden the thing came crashing down in a matter of moments. You know what I mean? So, and now the stock is down well over almost 100% since then, almost 130% from that high. So, yeah, I mean that's CVO right now.
And then I think what's the RRD? They still might be in talks with still doing that merger. I'm not for sure. Like I said, I had to talk to my cousin and see about it. But if they do, then I pass on the news.
Definitely. That's that even if that happens, that'll be a situation where you play it after that happens, because even before the news came out on the census, you were actually finding some kind of support in the stock. But since then, you got more people in it, so who loaded up, and now they're going through their process of eventually just coming to the realization that they're not going to be finding profit. And I think they are among many of the people who are now creating new lows in CVO.
Okay, sir. I appreciate it, man. And nice talking to you again, man, and everybody in the chat room.
Yes,
keep throwing out them tickets out there. Everybody keep bringing tickets to the table, so we can all make a little money, get rich.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Anthony, as always, for the call.
All right, sir.
All right. So shout out to Anthony as always. Great call. CVO. This is a stock that when you just forget about it, then that's when it's just going to run. When everybody hitting the level 2 is a buyer, and the sellers just aren't there, then you'll see this stock put up 14 or 20% out of nowhere. That's kind of how this kind of works for stocks like this. Just be that one day where everybody's a buyer. But we just don't know when that day is going to be. And looking at this chart, setting new lows every day, you just can't predict it. Bitcoin down just when you got in, yeah. But we actually saw Bitcoin recover almost $1,100 from recent lows. So look, Bitcoin, this is kind of one of those things where you just got to catch it. You just got to catch it on a low, man. You just really got to catch it on a low. Here's Bitcoin This was the 12th. 2 days ago, the stock was at $5,500. Now it's 68, looking for 7,000 tomorrow. So you're talking about an almost $2,000, $1,800 move in 2.5 days. $1,800 move in 2.5 days. That's an incredible amount of profit for somebody who, you know, could have gone in the whole deal and buy, you know, 2 or 3 or more Bitcoins. You know, you're coming out of here with some huge profit if you ride it back up to the 74s, the 75 or 7600s up there. So that's Bitcoin for you. All right. I know there's a little battle, I guess, going on between Bitcoin and Bitcoin Gold. I think in the end, Bitcoin will win just because it's just, you know, it's becoming the international standard. And Bitcoin Gold, although very popular, still got that kind of, you know, outsider, you know, reputation to it. No problem, Mr. Crayon. Yeah. Been looking for a second income for a while now. That's what's up, man. Yeah, if not a second income, is boy, is it fun. I love trading. Love trading. Wake up every in the morning. You're excited for the trading day. Something to look forward to, you know, every single day, Monday through Friday. It especially feels good when you make profit. AKER up 5.5%. Acres Biosciences. I'm not familiar with this company. Market cap, whoa, that's very, very small. Smaller than 10 million. A $7.5 million market cap. Doesn't look like they have a very much volume. It is a biotech play, so it's a very interesting story. I mean, they are publicly traded, so obviously somebody feels like they've got some kind of value. So I'd look at the story and figure out what else is going on here. These are one of those companies that, you know, out of nowhere they could do something. Reminds me of a company called PTX that used to be, looks like they reverse split not too long ago, but that's another biotech play that has yet to kind of really prove itself. That's another one, market cap 34 million. These small biotech plays. Yeah, AKER, I did see that. Yeah, posted a slightly new low, but bouncing off that low now at 79 cents on AKER. You're below $1, so just keep an eye on that. Not sure when they last got an extension to be trading this low. Stock's only been below $1 since October, so you still got quite a few, you know, weeks, months actually to get themselves out of those low levels, and it's doing a good job right now. Although you got the, you know, doji with a little bit of a body on there, not necessarily a spinning top yet because the body is really small. This is the spinning top here, but you'll see what happens there. I would give that a doji. I would call that a doji. All right. Do I think GE could go lower than 14? Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially with the news that came out today. Hickemeiser, or I know I'm fucking your name up. But absolutely. Absolutely. GE can go below 14. Below 14. Absolutely. BONT. Just understand you are oversold. You are oversold on GE even at these levels. So I think one of these days, maybe not as soon as tomorrow, but one of these days this week, you probably would just get an off, you know, out of nowhere kind of green day just to get that RSI out of those low levels. But then after that, you're coming right back down. You're coming right back down. We saw that a lot in Macy's and JCPenney as that those two stocks, just like GE, historic companies were selling off. You know, on the way down, you'll just get these unusual green days just to kind of get that RSI out of those oversold levels. BONT, OTC stock now. OTC stock now, BONT, so no longer a NASDAQ stock. Interesting day today, but, you know, no longer a NASDAQ stock. What's going on, Cali 817? Oh, I don't even want to pull up where Dries is. What is Dries doing? All right, so Dries, you know, I was talking about how Dries broke the trend yesterday, and it looks like it's trying to get back above it, but Definitely no MOS on that one. So dry, still below the trend that it had created for ourselves. So I still think dries is, maybe a little bit sideways, but you're coming down on dries. I think you're coming down on dries. And that candlestick is just indicative of the fact that, buyers, sellers not making up their mind. Nobody really in control there. Slight gain, less than a dime, but I think you're coming back down on dries. All right, unless you can find a way to commit above, the 420. So tomorrow, if dries wants to keep it going, it's got to get above my trend line here of 429, 427. That's the only way you can kind of, foresee that idea of it selling off, going away. And then it will hold it for the next day after that. So Thursday would have to hold it. But other than that, I think you still go lower in dries tomorrow. And we'll confirm that tomorrow. We'll see. We'll pull it up. Cali may be the next Chinese stock that pops. Looks like that's already kind of warm, my friend. That's already kind of warm. Usually when you're talking about the next big, the next thing, you're looking for a situation kind of like this, where it's maybe coming out of an oversold territory. You got a one pop and then continuation. So if I had to bet on what's the next hot stock out of China, let me see what CC. No, what was that other one? Where is that at? China. Okay. Nah, it's not where I wanted it to be, though. I was going to say CCIH because it's definitely did some things before. But it's not set up properly. It's not set up properly. But I would watch CCIH. Low float Chinese stock. Could run, but maybe not set up looking right now. Let me see SPI. You guys remember SPI? Nah. No, not at all. Cali Rob, you say you're the China killer. CCCL, that was already kind of moving. Yeah, CCL is already kind of moving. With that cover that it created itself today, I think you're done on CCL. I think you might be done on CCL. I think if anything, you get buyers in tomorrow, they'll get slaughtered up there, and you end up really dying off tomorrow on CCL. But I look at the one I just pulled up. That's a possibility. OHGI, is that a Chinese company? Is OHGI Chinese? I remember. No, okay, no, all right, no, never mind. United Kingdom. All right, because I remember him having Chinese news. Okay, yeah. Okay, no, they're based in Hong Kong. Oh, well, Hong Kong is China. Hong Kong is China, but I don't know. But OHGI is another one of those Chinese companies based out of Hong Kong, but it has a lot of spikeability to it, low volume, below, single-digit stock. Right now, low volume, but very low float as well. And these are kind of one of those stocks that can kind of just run out of nowhere. So I'd keep that on the list too, on that China list that you got. What's the most you should start with in trading? The most you have, dude, as much as you can. I wouldn't even start trading with less. Honestly, I wouldn't even start trading with less than like 1,000. At this point, maybe not even 2,500. Not with anything less than 2,500. But 1,000 is decent. 1,000 is decent. 1,000 can get you at least a $300 position where you can kind of go in and see what you can do after, of course, some study. Yeah. Oh, of course. I can do that though. I can do that though, Cali Rob. But I would never suggest a beginner put in his whole account in every trade. But absolutely. Every trade that I'm putting in, you're looking at least 90%. Because at this point, now we're a 3% or a 5% move. That's an easy, that's an easy 1,500, 2,000 for me. On some of these large cap stocks, and especially when we're playing options. With options, if you're looking at some of my option trades I've been posting on on my Twitter, you know, those are $9,000, $10,000 positions, and you know, a quick 10, 15, 20, 30, 40% move on those options, they net me what I used to make, you know, in a week. So why, you know, why go back to, you know, just shorting, using cash and walking away with 12%? You know what I'm saying? Iceberg J, you said you play options. Absolutely great. Yeah, that's the new way for me, man, because you know, we got done talking about Roku, and look at what Roku was squeezing the shit out of people. You know, guys who actually had the balls to short, they were getting their asses squeezed like a motherfucker yesterday. And I told you guys I bought $5,000 worth of $37 calls, $37 puts, excuse me. And it was going against me all day yesterday. Going against me all day. And I was cool with it. Because I had till November 24th. And I know that with options, you only lose what you put up. So if I lost to 5, it was like, okay. You know, that's all I lose is 5. You know, and you can sleep at night. IDXG up 4%. Now I'm wishing I bought a lot more. Now I'm wishing I bought a way lot more. I wish I bought way more of those $37 call puts. Way more than that, because now we're you know, in the money. We're in the money. You know. Let me see here. OCRX. And I'm still fucking around. I don't know why I'm still holding on to Snap. I'm still fucking holding on to Snap, bro. I mean, I still got another week. You know, and I'm still deep in the money on those $14 call. I thought $14 puts. I keep fucking up on that $14 puts, but I, you know, keep thinking it's gonna break below 11. But man, it's pissing me off, dude. I mean, Snap basically comes out and says it's worthless, and people still buying the shit. Killing me, man. OCRX up 3% today. Very low volume, as you can see here. Not much to look at intraday. Let's look at the daily chart. Oh, wow, you're at 81 on the RSI. Looks like you gapped up a few days ago, and you've been hanging up there. OCRX looking like a short, but I mean, you're still hanging up there. But looking like a short, but it is unusual volume for them. Repeat what I said about trading Roku options. What do you mean by what exactly did you want to hear? Are options better than penny stocks? Oh man, this depends on what you want to do, dude. But right now, if you want to play Roku, I mean, all you can do is buy puts. And if I were coming into Roku now, then I'm looking at possibly, you know, I would go for an in the money put right now. So I'd probably go with maybe even a $40 put, 38, whatever, you know, an in the money put that's already, you know, getting that volatility added to it, coming in it heavy. I wouldn't go with anything out of the money yet, even though it's headed in that direction. You just never know with a stock like that. It could bounce and try to retest. So you want an in the money put with time on it. So just in case it does bounce, you know, you're not losing your ass because you're, you know, in the money for now. All right, so let's look at what else you guys are taking a look at. Let's take a look at what else you guys are looking at right now. While I pull up. What's my trade in Roku options? I have $37 puts on Roku. Trading 90% of your account is easy way to bust your account because all it takes are 1 or 2 good moves against you. Oh, that's true. That's true. You know, but that's why you use stops. That's why you use stops. I like the idea of buying puts over shorting. Absolutely, Edward. So much better. So much better. You know, and that's one of the big things I was talking about with Connor is, you know, one of the biggest mistakes I made was not getting into options sooner. One of my biggest regrets is not getting into options sooner, because when I look at tickers like NVIDIA, STM, AMD at the beginning of the year, many of these other, you know, incredible companies, Apple, Priceline, you know, stocks that I just, oh, well, it's $100. I can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's you know, it's a $600 stock. I can't, blah, blah, blah. You know, could have used an option position, $2,000, $3,000, and just sat on it. You know. Well, let's keep it going. JT or GT. You know, and you wake up in the morning and you're not up, you're not down, you know, 30%. You're not begging people to come in and you know, get in on the fun. You could care less about what social media says about it, because you know, you got 40 million in volume a day. You know, you could care less what some guy thinks, you know, because all you do is play the price action. Whereas, you know, some of these OTC stocks or some of these penny stocks, a guy makes a comment or posts something, and it could rock the whole ship. ENPH. What's going on with ENPH? Up 83%. Okay, looks like an earnings play here since the 9th. You're up high now, setting yourself up for a short. You're setting yourself up for a short here in ENPH. You know, looking at it myself, I can already tell you got about 30 cents there. You could probably get out of that here at these levels if you're not careful on ENPH. So I take profits if I'm you in here. That candlestick with today's move is pretty indicative too of slowing down. Here it looks like you had a pretty large wick there you overcame back on the 10th with the move yesterday. But that candlestick today could be telling tomorrow. But we'll see what happens tomorrow. You're only at 83 there on that RSI. Yeah, I have no doubt probably the weekly looks good. If you look at the weekly, yeah, it's actually not too bad there on the weekly. You recently broke out of some resistance going back to the beginning of the year. All right, so breaking out of some, all right, so actually going back to 2016 too, broken out of that as well. So weekly you look nice. Obviously this week setting up that move, right? This week setting up that move. You got yesterday's candlestick making a majority of that you know, weekly candlestick. So we'll see what that'll be telling how that finishes up for the rest of the week. Barchart.com to look for unusual call. Yeah, bar chart is a really good way. Unusual call. That's interesting. That's what Pete Najarian, the Najarian brothers on, was that Fast Money? They use unusual call volume and open interest. They use that to find opportunities. They're all about just piggybacking off institutional trades. If you notice how they trade, and if you ordered their little free book that they were giving away, you can get it on Amazon now for like $1. But they're all about just jumping on institutional trades and finding unusual volume here and there, and, you know, replicating the move on their own accounts. They've said it's successful, and I believe it. I believe it. You know, following the smart money can make you money as well. SELB. Wow, I don't know what happened. Looks like a drug failure. It is a biotech play. Looks like a drug failure. We've seen this before. Boy, look at that sell-off. Man, that is ugly. That is an ugly sell-off. That's not a gap down. That's a pure open and sell off. That's ugly. Let me flush that down there. I haven't pulled that up, I don't think. If we did, I don't remember. A lot of hesitation candlesticks coming out of these low levels. You know what's interesting though? This might bounce out of these levels. I mean, you know, even though the bears were still in control, you know, as you can see here, bulls were coming in. I mean, the bulls were coming in. Obviously, it's not the greatest volume in the world, but you know, there's still some buying here, and these candlesticks are telling. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised if this week you see a green candlestick somewhere, you know, maybe as soon as tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. Could very well happen here in SELB. You know, still a $9 stock, so somebody thinks it's still got value even at these levels. Yeah. Said break down the Roku purchase. Not really nothing to break down, man. I mean, you know, you're talking about a stock that was, you know, running too hot, getting to a point where it was just, you know, it's getting insane, you know, and that's basically when you know, just common sense when a company, especially a company that trades on these major exchanges, you know, 120, 130%. I think we got to as high as 140%. You had on marketbeat.com, you have 6 recos where the price targets are at 25, 26, and 28. All right. That just, you know, I don't even want the whole move back to that level. Just give me, you know, the 30s, and I'll take that. And that's basically what I wanted. And that's what I bought. 615, you're on the air. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, Sal?
Hey, what's up?
I've been watching your show for a little bit. I kind of was down when you down through your down period, but kind of getting back into it now. And was wanting to know what type of what broker should I use if I'm just starting up a new account? You know, like a $2,000 account.
I would go with TD Ameritrade. It's always been one of my favorites. One of my favorites for beginners. You're based here in America, right?
Yeah, I'm in Nashville.
Yeah, I would go with TD Ameritrade. Great broker, great educational training as well. If you don't know anything, there's a great education section. They just bought Invest Tools. Great phone app, all great mobile. Not mobile, but great desktop program as well. In Thinkorswim, I think you can't go wrong with that as your first broker.
Okay, and also I was looking at like the equity feed, which looks like that's what you use to like, you know, look at the tickers and all that kind of stuff. Is that available on TD Ameritrade too?
They have a built-in scan. I mean, they have a built-in scan within the program. I haven't used it in quite a while, but I know the Thinkorswim app has a scanner built into the program. It's not, definitely not equity feed, but it can get the job done. I mean, if you really put in the work with your settings and again, ask for help if you need it, but they'll help you put it together where, you know, you're starting off the morning with a good scan.
And what's from my understanding of it too, like even with trading, if you only have a certain amount in your account, you can only do like 3 trades a week. Is that correct?
Right. So if you have below $25,000, you can only do about 3 trades a week. The way around that is to get another broker. So you would go with TD first, and then maybe for your second one, I'd probably get something like a Fidelity. Some guys would say go and get a Robinhood. I'm not. I think, if you're a swing trader, I don't even, if you're at that level to understand that, or a position trader, then yes, I would go and get one of those. But I like the standalone brokerages, so Fidelity that have full service, or even Charles Schwab or an E-Trade, that can be your second broker, with great customer service when you need it.
All right. Well, I'll take your advice. I'll just start there, and then if I got any more questions or something, I'll tune into your show and I'll call up and ask you.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for the call.
All right, appreciate it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But sign up with TD, man. Sign up with TD and go get that free education that they're giving out over there, man. That's the same thing these guys are trying to sell you for $160 a month. They just bought Invest Tools. Go to that education section and soak it up, man. They got this nice little certificate thing where, you know, you earn points as you watch the videos and go through the little quizzes and whatnot. And it's a good, you know, A to Z. It's a good primer. You know, U stock trade. Yeah, I mean, those are the ones you'll go to once you get up there. Once you get up there, you can go to those kind of brokers and stuff like that. But I know, you know, some guys talking about Robinhood. There are a lot of guys losing their ass on Robinhood. I was big pro on Robinhood for a while, but then, you know, started to see some guys losing their ass on Robinhood because they're not seeing the move properly, or, you know, you don't have level 2, so they're getting into trades and they don't even realize it's washing out. So yeah, now I'm kind of backing off on that Robinhood stuff. Pandora, coming out of oversold territory. We pulled up Pandora. I like Pandora coming out of these. This is the biggest candlestick this week so far in Pandora. Up almost 5% today. Penny stock, $4.90 a share. You guys know what it does. Let me see here. Looks like they got a whole home listening system that they're putting out. All right, so even on declining volume, Pandora putting in some gains. Still oversold, 22 on the RSI here on the daily chart on Pandora. You learned from Option House, old platform when it had that simulator. Okay. Yeah, Robinhood did announce they'd have the online platform. That's good. That's good. You know, that's what they were lacking, man. The guys were losing their ass on there. You're not being able to really see what the hell was going on. It's going to be really interesting to see if that new Robinhood desktop version is going to have free level 2. Because if they're not giving you free level 2, or at least the option to buy it, I mean, what's the use? Abcan Global Corp. Abcan Global Corp, alternative medicine, healthcare. Don't know anything about this one, man. 700,000 shares traded. It looks like you got a 1% gain today, even though you got a red candlestick. So it must have been a lot of back and forth there. Yeah, don't know much about it, man. I mean, you know. Yeah, I don't know much about it. You're going to have to let me know on this one here, what exactly it does. What is it, a marijuana play or something? Cannabis? Okay, cannabis. Network Newswire. All right. Announces publication editorial features Abcan Global. All right. Yeah, you're just going to have to do your research on this one, man, but I can't tell you much about it. Two Nigerian guys? No, Nigerian brothers, man. The Nigerian brothers. He said Nigerian. The Nigerian brothers, man. Do you watch CNBC? Pete and John Nigerian. What was their book? How to Trade Options or something like that? How We Trade Options. There we go. Yeah, How We Trade Options. Let me see here. Can you still? Yeah, there it is. It's still available on Amazon for like $2 used. Let me put it in the chat room. I'll put it in the chat room. But there, you know, I think they got a new book out too. They got a new book out there too. What else? 22 Rules. Yeah, the 22 Rules of Investing. Now that book's a little bit, you know, it's $25. But one thing I've learned about trading books is that they always pay themselves back. I mean, they pay for themselves. Trading education, unlike a lot of college education, almost immediately pays itself back. You know, you got a good book or a good DVD, you know, that almost immediately pays itself back in gains. So when you talk about spending money on trading education, I wouldn't go crazy on it, but I mean, you know, one good book a month or every 2 months or something like that, it pays for itself. Yeah, he talks about Nigerian brothers. All right, so let's keep it moving here. Let's see some other tickers. All right, it's good to see some of you guys moving into some of these large caps, though, man. You know, moving into some of these large caps, because small caps are always going to put up the volatility gains, but you know, sometimes, man, you need to be consistent. You need to be consistent, having that consistent cash flow coming in, and this bull market is giving it to traders right now, man. Really, really giving it. Pulled back in Apple today, down 1% in Apple. That had been making a crazy run. You know what's interesting about Apple? If those of you guys who remember, late 2016, everybody was trying to short Apple. You remember that? Does anybody remember that short Apple talk that was coming out like late 2016? And where are those guys at now? I mean, they got annihilated. They got annihilated. If you remember that conversation that was kind of coming up. If there's one stock I think that won't make it into 2018 with the gains it got, is Tesla. I think Tesla might sell off, man. I think that freshness, that newness, that you know, that love that Tesla got this year, I don't know if it's going to make it into 2018. And I don't think it has the competitive edge anymore that it did coming into 2017. You know, we talked a little about GM, Ford. I think they're just up there. I think they're just as good. And I think they got, you know, more potential to do, you know, better when we talk about electronic vehicles. Because they've already been doing it. They've already been doing it, man. The only thing unusual, call volume, open interest. You can't tell if people are buying or selling the options. That's well, I mean, if somebody's loading up on you know, on call options on a stock that's got decent volume, and then you look at the news and you know they're talking about a merger or something like that, and you're seeing some kind of out of the money call, all of a sudden, you know, up 10,000 in interest, or 30,000 rather. Then you already kind of know what you already know they're buying, because they're expecting something possibly developing or something becoming a sure thing, which is that merger. Chartwright says Tesla introduced the new 18-wheeler. Yeah, I mean, they got an 18-wheeler, but I think GM could do the same. And those concerns that people have for that Model 3 when we talk about inventory, those are real. And then you also got to look at some of the lawsuits they have pending. They have a lot of lawsuits, man. If you look at Tesla, you look up some of those lawsuits that they have from some transgender employees. They got a few black employees suing them, like class action lawsuits, man. They've got some things going on there that hasn't been made popular yet, that I think it can hurt them. So do your research on it. You think about pizza. Yeah, Papa John's coming out and saying that they were losing their ass, and what ended up hurting them is that Pizza Hut came out and said that they beat Pizza Hut had a record year. Pizza Hut had a record year. So Papa John's, you know, Papa John's needs the NFL more than the NFL needs Papa John's. So they can continue to pay for that sponsorship by the NFL, but Papa John's can't run away from the fact that their pizza isn't really that good. Their pizza really isn't that good, man. You know, it's really not that good. So look at Papa John's selling off here, especially after that bad earnings report. I think you're going lower in Papa John's. That's my thing. That's my take. We'll see how things, you know, how things develop on Papa John's. EWLL canceled their reverse split. They canceled their reverse split, but nothing happened to the stock. Who brought that up? HM? Think they are uplisting to NASDAQ? Well, you know, the only way to uplist to NASDAQ is they're going to have to reverse split and get a better price than that. You're not uplisting to NASDAQ at 13 cents a share. I tell you that right now. That's not happening. Tesla stopped production of the Model 3 due to problems. Yeah, Tesla. Look, Tesla's got a lot of issues, man. I'm telling you right now, Tesla, I don't think we're going to go into 18 with $300 Tesla. You're already hanging by a thread right now at 308. All right. That pullback today didn't help. A pullback in the market-wide is definitely not going to help. And we'll see. Time will tell. That's what's great about the market, is that it'll let us know in due time. In due time. All right. Yes, indeed. Said you bought CBS because of rumors of a merger, high volume. Yeah, CBS. What is this? The Class B. Yeah, I don't know anything about CBS. Obviously, I've watched CBS before, but I don't know what the business looks like and whatnot. I mean, obviously, I figure, they probably have a shitload of licensing deals and whatnot, so you can't come out and just say, hey, we're streaming, will kick their ass, but they make money off that too. So yeah, don't understand the business to go in on this. Yeah, DPZ. Yeah, when you brought up DPZ, Domino's were selling off for a little bit here. They actually had a decent earnings report though. That was actually pretty decent. Wasn't that bad. Yeah, it looks like they did actually beat, but I don't know what caused the sell-off since October. But overall, I mean, pretty good numbers. Looks like you broke the trend recently though, going lower on Domino's, up almost 2% today though, to 175.66. PBS always asking for donations. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I can't stand PBS though, man. PBS, sometimes though you get tired of that bullshit, on talk radio, or you get tired of the same 20 songs on regular radio or even on satellite. And, you just happen to find PBS. But, they'll do one thing and the next thing you know, would you like to donate today? And, please call up. We're raising 50 more. We're only $5,000 away. I'm like, God damn, you just asked for money last week. Shit. And all that money they raise, and these guys raise money almost like, damn near 3 times a month. SPY option kicked your ass. Let's look at SPY. Yeah, man. Look, all I can tell you guys is that when the pullback, when the correction happens, we're going to see it right here on this show, man. We're going to be able to say, okay, that was the top. Will we ever see it again? Because I think we're going to get a Black Friday type day. That's going to set it off. Because I don't think it's going to be like, oh, we're down 10%, and then, we get 5 or 6 of those days in a row, and then everybody gets it. I think we got to have like a Black Friday day, and then everybody, okay, this is the beginning. This is it. Yeah. What was the measure? Yeah, they used to deny you because when you were a messenger as a young man, they denied you because of the use of the bathroom. All right, so let me see here. Any other tickers? I saw a guy lose $9,000 today on ZX. Did you guys see that? I made a comment to him on Twitter. He lost $9,000 on ZX. I was like, damn, dude, what ticker was that? And he said it was a mix of ZX and CREG. But yeah, this one lost almost 18% of its value today. We talked about ZX yesterday on the show. I thought it was a pump and dump. Somebody actually said it was a pump and dump. Somebody in some chat room talking all that crap. These chat rooms will get your ass, man. These chat rooms will fuck your life up if you go in too heavy because you trust in something too much. 2 bands on Snap. Steven, you lost 2 bands on Snap going long? Because I think the put side, man, everybody made bank on the put side. Unless you were just like way out the money. I'm talking like $9 puts or some crap. ZX up after hours? Okay, you went long. Okay, you went long. Yeah. I mean, everybody... I'm surprised you went long, man. I was preaching puts on Snap real hard, and all the evidence was pointing to puts. I mean, if you went on the Apple Store, they had basically lost. They were out of the top 5 at that time, and yeah, I was kind of surprised you went long on that one. Second C's. Yeah, we pulled up. What C's is going on? Yeah, SeaWorld. We just got done talking about stocks that won't make it into 2018. I think SeaWorld goes into single digits going into 2018. SeaWorld is one of those companies, man. You got entire organizations built around seeing companies like SeaWorld out of business, man. You know, remember what happened to Ringling Brothers? You know, SeaWorld is one of those companies where they, you know, you got, organizations out here that raise millions of dollars to fuck up companies like SeaWorld, you know, in PR and a whole bunch of other things. So the tide has changed against businesses like this. So I think SeaWorld, I don't even know if they have options. Do they have options? And I doubt they're liquid. Yeah, they do actually have options. Let me see those January 18s, 2019s. Yeah, there's basically no... Any open interest? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay. Look at that. Look at that open interest on some of these 2019 puts on SeaWorld. Hit it right on the money, man. Look at that. The $20 January 18, 2019 SeaWorld put. That's going for an ask of $830, so $830. It's got 60,000 open interest on the $20 put. 60,000. You got 2,800 open interest on the 13, and on the 15 you got about 1,200 on them. So yeah, somebody's putting in a huge bet that, which they're already up huge. I mean, I don't know when they put this bet on, but they're already up huge because this is a $20 put. You're already in the money, well over $8. But I have no doubt you'll probably, that'll probably be it'll probably get 100% of your money if this goes back down to, if this continues to go back down to maybe single digits, 8, 9. All right. That's just common sense. SeaWorld is dead. The business is dead. The business of SeaWorld is dead. Yeah. That's a dead business. Let's take a look at, somebody was talking about CIE before we get out of here. It's 11. Cobalt Energy, CIE. Yeah, there's something fundamentally wrong with this play because, oil is still doing really good. So obviously there's something else going on. This is a bankruptcy play, clearly. I wouldn't even touch it. I think in just, any day now they're going to drop information that, hey, we're going bankrupt, and it is what it is. You'll see this lose maybe 20 cents a share. It's already 44 cents a share, so it is. Right now, futures is looking real ugly, folks. We're going to have another bearish day today or tomorrow. We're going to have another bearish day tomorrow. If these future prices hold up right now, NASDAQ futures down 16 points, S&P down 6 points. Where are we in gold? Is gold? No, gold is down $1. All right, let's see. It'll be interesting to see where the Nikkei. The Nikkei is down 280 points. Shit. So the Japanese are losing their ass as we speak right now. The Japanese market's down 1.5. As you guys know right now, Japanese markets are open. 280 points on the Nikkei. Shit, that's a lot. That's a lot. All right, so NASDAQ futures looks like we're going to have another red day tomorrow. So you guys already know I'm still going to be all over Roku. I would, if I'm you, I'm all over NVIDIA tomorrow. Stocks that run with the market. So I'm going to be, if I wasn't playing Roku, I'd play NVIDIA for a move back to 2012 or excuse me 212 or even lower. What else would I play to short tomorrow if I had to? Basically any stock that's been running like overly aggressively with the market. STM, but their volume, their options aren't the best. XLF, yeah, I would probably XLF. Yeah, I'd probably even short the XLF tomorrow if I could. Watch for that turnaround in gold. Gold should actually be green, but Apple, all these stocks that have pretty much been riding with the market. Everything is on sale if we open up red like that. But we've had a couple days where even today we opened up red and things kind of got better because you got people coming in today and they're buying the dips, man. It's like they don't believe. Look what happened today. We start off the morning, right? It was a sell-off in the morning, gap down, sell-off. You got guys buying the dips, man. You got guys who just will refuse to let this market sell off and consolidate. Look at this. Guys coming in here, they're buying the morning dips. And so far, it's working. So far, it's working. If you come in these SPYs or even the Qs, let's go to the Qs. Here's the Qs. This is the 5-minute chart. You're buying those gap down dips. You're ending with a very nice profit. Yeah, defense budget. Yeah, defense budget. Nice move on the defense budget getting passed today. That's a big news for Boeing. Companies like Boeing and many of these other huge moves for them. Where's Boeing at right now? That was another move. Yeah, Boeing. Where's Boeing at after hours? I wouldn't be surprised if Boeing, another company. Where's Boeing at after hours? 260. Okay, wow. Okay, so no real move on Boeing after hours. I thought maybe that would play into it. But again, this is another stock that's had an incredible year. All right, it's had an incredible 2017 from 159 to 261. So up almost $100 a share. Good God. This market has been incredible, man. $100 a share on Boeing. That could probably pull back tomorrow again if we get a strong overall market consolidation tomorrow. Even with that good news, it could pull back. That doji candlestick today was pretty telling. So, like the overall market, you're seeing some consolidation happening here as that starts to kind of trend, and we'll see that and probably break a little bit lower. And then that's where we get the test and see whether or not people come in and reload for the next trip higher, or do we begin what I've been waiting for, which is, a real bear season. A real bear season. That's when we're gonna find out who really knows what they're doing. Right now, it's been really easy. Everybody's putting on trades and just kind of letting them ride. But when shit goes to hell, that's when we're gonna find out who's really out here trading. Because you're gonna have those stocks that are continue to go. Then you're gonna have those stocks that are gonna lose their ass and bounce around for a while. But fuck trends. You're not going to have any trends. DTII is a good play. Yeah, DTII could run on this news. I don't know. I mean, it is an OTC stock. You guys know they have their own their own thing. I mean, Bitcoin, look, BTCS, Bitcoin just went from 5,500 to almost 7,000 now, and BTCS hasn't done a goddamn thing. It's incredible. It's supposed to be a Bitcoin play and hasn't did a damn thing in 2 days. This is one that I've been thinking I hope to run. You know, I'd love to see this run, and we could get a run out of BTCS soon, maybe an 8 to 12 or 8 to 15. So I would watch this. I would watch BTCS. That candlestick was interesting to see that doji today. So be on the lookout for BTCS. Be on the lookout for BTCS. Gucci, what did you put up? Bull Trade Finders all over this one, by the way. Cool Cats. Oh, okay. What's up? Cool Cats changing his name to Gucci. ABVG. Affinity Beverage. All right. Lotto ticket 0002 stock. 0002. Try to see if you can get some 0001s. It looks like you touched 0001 today. So, I mean, get yourself some 0001s and then just sit on it and see what happens for you. You know, maybe you can get a move out of there to the 0005s, 0006s. We've seen those moves happen. So, yeah. BTC garbage. BTCS. Yeah. It's all, those are garbage stocks. We know. Oh, look. Most of these OTC stocks are garbage. Most of these OTC stocks are garbage. But, you know, if you good enough to catch it at the right time on the right day, you know, get 30% on your money, that's not bad. MGTI. You already know what I think about MGTI, man. You already know what I think about MGTI. I did 2 videos on MGTI. This was one of my best shorts. MGTI from the 250s, and we wrote it all the way down, man. You know, wrote it all the way down. MGTI, worthless piece of shit company. And the business actually makes sense. I mean, they're out here mining for Bitcoin, but the fact of the matter is that he's using the company as a paper ATM. It's just a paper ATM as a way for him and his wife, who was arrested on a prostitution charge back in 2009, and also has 3 children by 3 different men. That's just a way for them to get their money to be able to travel and live around the world. So be careful on that. But you saying MGTI starting to look nice? Yeah, it could pop from here. He's actually holding this 179. What's that? Yeah, 178, 179 support real nicely. So we'll see if it holds up. 170 now. That 170 support. All right. Let's take a look at TXHD by Cartoon Flow. All right, Lotto ticket as well. 0003. Calling all those Lotto tickets, all those 000s, man. That's basically all they are. BM XC BMAX BMAX 0016. Still putting up 1 million shares traded, obviously at 0016. That may not be that much, but let's see her. Very bearish, man. Let's see if you can get some volume in here, some guys to hold on to this stock. As you can see here, continuing to make new lows. So really can't say much about that kind of stock. So still trying to find some support here. Callie Robbie saying load the boat MGTI. Man, read those financials, man. Read those financials. I think you'll get a second opinion if you read those financials on MGTI. You got a lot of people that are in that stock for millions of shares for, pennies on the dollar, bro. I'm talking 40 cents, 50 cents. Guys with 3 or 4 million shares, and all they gave the company was a couple $100,000. So I would do some research on that before you go loading the boat on MGTI, because they're waiting for you on level 2 to take your money. All right. So with that being said, guys, great day. Looked at a lot of tickers. A lot of them that probably won't be running tomorrow. We'll have a new list, of course, tomorrow. All the large caps we talked about, they'll still be doing their thing as of right now. The market is selling off. We'll see if things change overnight. Nikkei down huge. Oh my God, the Nikkei down 315 points now. This is gonna be ugly, folks. The Japanese market, it doesn't necessarily tell us how our market's going to do, but it plays a huge part. It does. They're a huge currency partner. U.S. dollar yen is a very liquid and very important indicator. But boy, look at that U.S. market. The yen is really selling off, man, from those November 8 highs. That's not good. So we'll see how that opens up the market tomorrow. We can't find a stock before it runs. Not necessarily. It's just because that's the nature of small cap stocks. I mean, small cap stocks, they penny stocks. They just do what they're kind of going to. One day they're hot, one day they're not, man. 90% of these companies will not exist in 5 years. They will not exist in 5 years. Many of them will be gone. There are some tickers we've talked about here that are no longer here. Tickers we've talked about. What happened to DCTH? Does DCTH even still exist? Yeah, now they're in OTCs. Look at DCTH, lost 27%. That used to be a stock we used to talk about here. NVCT. NVCT is gone. That doesn't even come up. What else do we used to talk about that's gone? There are quite a few stocks we used to talk about that aren't even here. So small caps will run for a time and then they'll disappear. GE puts for January, easy moolah. Corey. Yeah, I agree with you, Corey. I agree with you. But I think, Corey, why not buy a cheap call just to protect yourself from upside, Buy a cheap call just to give yourself a little upside protection, I would do that. I would do that. Sometimes if I don't know where a stock is going, I will put a one contract straddle on each side on the stock, and I'll literally give myself an hour to see where the stock is going, and then whatever side it chooses, then I load up on that side. So I already have an upside that's going to go against me, right? And it's only one contract, so I could care less. And then the heavy side, which I've added on to, because I've gotten clarification of where that's the move for the day. It's a decent strategy. You got to be quick with it. But it helped me out with what was that play? Intel. There we go. INTC helped me out with Intel the day I traded it. What was that? Yeah, that was the 3rd. And you can see that gain on my Instagram. And Intel, by the way, Intel could sell off tomorrow. Intel could sell off tomorrow if we get a red day. Intel will sell off. Intel will probably pull back too. Intel has been one of those market runners as well. What else? Caterpillar could sell off tomorrow as well. Caterpillar up $1. Caterpillar is one that I'm watching as well. I thought we'd get the break below 136. We didn't get it today. That could sell off tomorrow. Caterpillar consolidating. So there are a few stocks out there, man. There are a few stocks out there. Time to buy TVIX volatility. Yeah, you can buy bearish ETFs. Yeah. You can buy volatility. Yeah, you can definitely buy those. You got guys on Twitter who all they do is buy volatility. $9 VIX just a couple days ago. Boy, would I love to have some of those $9 VIX now. Right now, VIX trading at 16, possibly could go higher again if we have a very, very red day tomorrow. Then yeah, we could see, you know, the VIX, or at least this particular short-term ETF, go to 18 tomorrow, no doubt about it. Possibly even higher. You know, I got a little alert there at the $20, because we passed this, then we're in full bullish or full bear mode here. Have I seen the IBM Watson trade? No. What's going on with IBM Watson? Yeah, if you remember, IBM, incredible earnings report, but look at that, man. What you want to talk about an incredible put option? You know, how much you would have loved some of these 162 puts right here in IBM, now going for 148. Boy, that would have been a nice move. I would have never seen that coming. The stock I never even thought about. I didn't even know IBM. I mean, I knew about IBM, right? Everybody knows about IBM, but I mean, nobody thinks to check the IBM ticker. It's not one of those stocks you even think about. AEIQ Watson picks. Yeah, I wouldn't trust a computer picking stocks. I wouldn't trust a computer to pick stocks because computers they don't do a good job of predicting human emotions. You know that's one of the things AI will never really figure out, is they'll be able to read it, but they can never really predict our emotions. You know, computers cannot tell how creative you are, and that's to be the difference. You know, and human emotions, it's what moves the market, right? I mean, it's human emotions for the most part. AI-powered equity ETF. Oh my God, this is horrible. When did this come out? When did this come out? October 18th, AI-powered equity ETF launches on NYSE Arca. Equibot LLC, in partner with ETF managers, debuted the world's first exchange trade powered by artificial intelligence. God damn, it's doing a horrible job. You're right. Shit. Yeah, it's doing a horrible job, whatever it's doing. Yeah, let me flush that down the toilet. Yeah. Interesting. You know. Interesting. But again, you can't predict human emotions, man. You can't predict how, you know, guys who are down $5 a share, losing 1,000, next minute 1,500, next minute 2,000. You can't predict that these guys are gonna continue to hold until they lose, you know, 6, 7, 8,000. You know, some guys are disciplined and they'll get out, lose $500. Oh, I'm out. You know, some guys will lose their ass and think they can come back from it. How do you predict that? He said short Watson. Hilarious. All right, let me get out of here, man. It's getting late. I'm going to be up in the morning with you guys as we try to come up on profits again tomorrow. Join the fun in Roku. Join the fun in Roku. After hours, we're at 35 something. I'm looking to sell at 30 tomorrow on Roku. I want $30 for my exit in Roku. That's what I'm looking for. $30 Roku. As you can see, the candlestick. Very, very, very bearish. We're going to have a bearish market help us tomorrow. We're going to have more downgrades tomorrow in Roku. So join the fun. Get yourself some puts. If not, you want to play something else, find a stock that's up huge this year. If we open up red tomorrow, that's going to sell off, whatever it is. I don't care what it is, unless, you know, I wouldn't touch Boeing, though. I mean, Boeing, you just had the huge defense contract. So I wouldn't touch anything that's like defense-oriented. I wouldn't touch anything airlines. I mean, Boeing. I wouldn't touch Boeing, you know. But anything else that's up huge for the year, that could consolidate tomorrow as well. All right. Roku could be worth $100. Hell no, dude. Hell no. Dude, no way. Roku is the next Fitbit. It's the next GoPro. Dude, look, you got to have an old ass TV to use Roku. Trend-based parameters are good to use in CPU stock trading. Buffett sold more than 17 million shares of IBM. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, these legacy companies aren't going to be with us in the future. You know, if they are, they'll be with us in different ways. Square. What you talking about, DJ Rob? The Leap options. Yeah, Leap puts. Leap puts. You know. That's why I can't wait till, you know, January. That's where we're really going to see Snap collapse when them January earnings comes out and everybody realizes that they ain't did shit and there's nothing they can do to save Snapchat. Blue Apron is toast, man. Blue Apron is toast. Just like JCPenney, which is what I just pulled up. Blue Apron, let me see Blue Apron. Yeah, Blue Apron is good night. I think look, you missed the real run. I mean, the real run was, you know, if you could have got that $5 here. But Blue Apron, yeah, that's done, man. Blue Apron probably goes out of business, gets delisted. Gets on OTC market and yeah, it's pretty garbage. Square, you know, Square is really interesting, man. Square is another one. Square could sell off tomorrow. That's another one that's had an incredible year. Same CEO as Twitter. Same CEO as Twitter. So he's been making it pretty good on Square. But if I had to choose, I'll take PayPal over Square every day, you know, to win the money. To win the long game, I think PayPal beats Twitter or PayPal beats Square at the end of the day. When it's all said and done, I think PayPal just has a lot more reputation. I think a lot more legitimacy. I think people trust PayPal more than Square, even though I've never heard of either one's having huge problems. But I think PayPal wins it at the end of the day. But PayPal even is a stock that I think could sell off tomorrow too. PayPal's been pretty healthy here. Look at that, 72 on the RSI. Where are we looking at on the weekly on PayPal? Can I get a weekly chart on PayPal? Oh wow, 88 on the RSI on PayPal. Yeah, that can come down tomorrow too. That could come down and get a little breather tomorrow. So yeah, you got some guaranteed, you know, gains tomorrow if you pick the right stocks. If we do get across the board selling on both of these high-tier exchanges, NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange. Just pick the stocks that are running huge, that are up huge. And, you know, if you get the confirmation of that bullish momentum, especially if you see, you know, a situation where pre-market they're selling off or they open up and start selling off, you go for the ride. Yeah. Using Square to charge audiences for refreshments at the show. I went to tonight. It was very quick. Yeah, Square gets it done. I mean, Square got that same next day payment. I know PayPal doesn't. I know PayPal, if you have the card, it goes to your money if you have a small business. So I would say PayPal already kind of has that where you get the money instantaneously. But PayPal, you know, they do some advertising as well too. You got to flow with the wind, not against. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. If it's green, then you go green. If it's red, then go red. You know, I'm not. That was my huge problem for a long time, was trying to go against what was happening. And now I'm like, I'm not fighting the trend. I'm just going straight with it, man. But I still, unfortunately, like a penny stock trader, I'm not allowing a lot of my trades to just hang on, you know. But I'm starting to learn, though. Like right now with Snap, I'm up huge in Snap. I'm letting that sit, you know. So I'm working on that. All right, so let me get out of here, folks. I know I've said that a couple times here before I do a goddamn 5-hour show. Let me go ahead and ring the bell on that one. Another great day to break up the show. Great day. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day tomorrow, man. Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting day tomorrow. It's going to be an exciting day tomorrow, regardless of what happens. There's always, you know, money to be made on the exchange. Only way you can make the money is if you participate, ladies and gentlemen. Trade well, as always. Somebody said load up on dries. Cali Rob, are you joking? He said load up on dries. That's so funny. But, you know, it's been surprising. It's been surprising to see it even at these levels, man. To see dries even at these levels is I'm surprised. Cali Rob, DJ Rob, Donzel Essex, appreciate it, man. Gucci, Old Cool Cats, Artie Buckley, Square and Caviar, same company. SGMD, Sugar Made. Yeah. All my callers, Anthony, Londell Carter, Sirius Manny. Shout out to Ken, starting off the show right. Bruce Mason, Imran. Appreciate it, man. Stock Z, thank you, man. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Now, here's the thing. If I make, if I'm probably gonna get some ass tomorrow. If you know, if Roku closes below 30. If Roku closes below 30, I'm gonna have to bother my girlfriend and go get some ass, because I gotta celebrate. A lot of the times, if I'm not on the show, it's because I'm getting ass. You know I come up on it and I say a bunch of excuses like my family was here, but no, I'm really just be getting some ass. And I just, you know, I'm just so tired. I just can't come do my show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being 100 with you, man. All right, man. I'm out of here, bro. I'll see y'all tomorrow, dude. Trade well, everybody.